Hey everyone, this is Rico Glover. Actually, I call myself the social media Superman. Other people call me other names, but I go by that.
How long you been in the business, man?
Shoot. On the automotive industry side, 20 years. On the digital marketing side, about 10 years now.
How did you get into that?
Real simple. I was an internet manager for a dealership back in 2007, 2008. And I just saw that there was a change coming in the way that customers actually researched and then purchased vehicles. So
Really?
I actually started just pretty much self-training and then found a company called HubSpot when they were a small company. They were very small at that time and started their training program and really saw the opportunity. So jumped on it.
What got you into, so it really, like you said, you were talking about, it really wasn't that you got into marketing when you got in the car business. You had already kind of been doing it before.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny because I hadn't, I keep, and we've worked together before, so you know I've kept headphones on my ears like forever and a day.
Always.
But there's a little background on that. I actually, when I got out of high school, when I was in high school, I did TV and broadcasting. And then when I got out of high school, I became an intern for a radio station. So a lot of people don't know this. I spent about 4 years. I was intern, and I moved up to on-air personality. And then I went into sales because I would sell on the side. I always had a side hustle.
Right.
So on the side, I would sell product. This is when fax machines, some of your folks may not even remember fax machines, but it was fax machines. So I would order products, and I would fax it over there. Every day I would get a fax order of different products that I could sell, and I was a wholesaler, and then I would sell it. Well, I sold a computer to the owner. Shout out to Mr. Will. Sold a computer to the owner of the radio station of Will Enterprises, Will Radio Station, and his cousin, who was the sales manager, saw my hustle. So he said, have you ever thought about getting sales? I had always been on-air personality, so it was just, I got the best of both worlds. I got the marketing side, I understand that, and then I also got the sales side. So that's how I started. I've been doing sales and marketing since I was 19.
Really?
Yeah, 18, 19.
That's what I figured.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it's if once you get in, you know this, once you're self-employed or on commissionable sales, but just clocking in and you telling me no matter what I do, I get paid a certain amount per hour, regardless of if I progress or I don't, that's not my style. So
Right.
love commission or 1099 income.
Right. When did you start doing ads?
Really, and it's funny you said that. I just looked at my Facebook account because I'm coming up with a program called Protect Your Ad account. So I wanted to get some numbers, some statistics. And I've been marketing on just Facebook, just talking about Facebook, marketing on Facebook since 2009, I think 13 years. So I've been marketing, spending my own money and also clients and dealerships that I work at since 2009. And the reason being is very simple, which I love about you. Your content, your creativity is tremendous. It's huge.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you've always, and my wife who just says, even before I left, she's like, take your time. I know it takes some time for the creativity to kick in. So content is very important, but you can't create viral. You don't ever know if you're going to create viral content. But you can always create paid content, meaning, hey, your content that you create may go and it may get tens of thousands of people or hundreds of people to watch if it goes viral.
Correct.
Paid content, you can look at the analytics and say, hey, look, if I spend this amount of money, I'm going to reach this amount of people. And then just by testing it, you say, if I'm going to reach 1,000 people with this content I create, the 1,000 that I reach, maybe 200 will respond.
Right.
Well, now all you have to do is say, well, if I want to reach 400, I just have to increase my budget. So instead of 1,000 people, I'm doing 2,000. So I looked at the paid side from the content creation and the going viral was a hope and a prayer, which some people can do it.
That's right.
But with paying, you know for a fact you're going to reach a certain amount of people. And if the content is
1,000%.
good, then you should be able to convert them over.
Right.
So that's why I got paid on. I like the sure shot. I'm not a gambler. I don't play. The only time I play the lottery is when it gets up to $300-400 million because everybody else gets
You
into
just
it.
have to.
But I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna gamble every day.
Right.
So that's the reason why.
So let's just, we're going to be all over the place. Definitely talking to my guy. The one thing that some folks do not realize when running the ads is having that call to response. Am I saying it? Yeah, call to response. Creating content and having that call response is very important. And then the other issue is, talking about car business, is once the customer engages your ad, what is your process? That is the number one thing I've ran into with all my dealerships.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's slow, and I've always been a fan of saying, ain't no such thing as slow.
Exactly.
There's just broken processes.
Exactly.
And that's something I deal with a lot of dealerships, man. Give me your thoughts on a client. You don't have to say their name, but giving them opportunities. We create the content, create the ad, set up the forms, whichever way that lead is coming in.
Yeah.
What's your conversation to somebody you give a substantial amount of leads to, and they can't convert?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? What do you do? What's your suggestion for that?
First thing is, like you mentioned, the CTA, the call to action, is the most important thing because you can actually just be there. There's actually backing up a little bit because most people put everything in one bucket, and when I say everybody, I'm talking about from sales people all the way up to sales managers. They don't understand that it's a full-fledged marketing campaign, and that when you go in and you're setting up campaigns, there's different things. So, for example, someone that you're advertising something for, I'm going to use there's three funnels, and a simple way, and I didn't create this. I learned this from some of the best marketers. There's the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. And this answers your question on when you're talking to a client or I'm going into a client. Top of the funnel, that is someone that may just be looking at a vehicle.
Right.
They just looking, they don't know which type, they don't know SUV, they don't know what make, model, trim, level, anything of that nature. Top of the funnel.
Correct.
So the content that you create is not going to be content that creates, actually converts them over to sending in a lead. It's going to be a content like where you may create, hey, have you been in the market and you're trying to figure out if you want a car, or SUV, or a truck? This is what you need to look at when you got it. Do you have kids? Do you travel a lot? Do you off-road? That content is just content, just branding your business, just branding the thing. So
benefits of it, or just fun, soft, very soft.
Exactly.
But
Not selling anything.
Correct.
You just making yourself an expert.
Right.
Second one would be middle of the funnel. These are people that now have gone down it and said, hey, look, I want a car. But I don't know what car. I don't know if I want an American. I don't know if I'm foreign. I don't know if I want a small one. I don't know if a big one. So the next content that you create is, hey, what we found is these are the top, and of course you're going to market your own car.
Right.
These are the top mid-size cars in the marketplace. And these are the reason why. Safety, blah, 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 price, blah, 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 blah. And down here at blah, 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 automotive, we've got these available. Basically, you can come in and submit some information so we can send it over to you.
Right.
Bottom of the funnel is, hey, we've got these on sale. These cars, because they've already gone through.
Yeah.
They've already eliminated. They want a car. They've already gone and found that they want this brand. Now they want the best price. Hey, right now, this weekend, we've got blah, blah, blah on sale, or if you buy one, you get da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, why do I mention that?
Yep.
90%, no, let's switch that up. 100% of the advertising dollars and focus is on the last one, the bottom one.
Yeah.
Because they want that sale
Correct.
type of thing right there. But I just said there's three. So now you're missing out on 70%.
Exactly.
Because you're only spending your money. You're spending 100% of the money on 30% of the people. Plus, those people that follow you down the line will like you, trust you more because they found someone that educated them on their product. They trust you because they know you know what you're talking about.
That's right.
And they will not come in and try to penny pinch you as much because it's called the law of reciprocity. When you give someone something.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, college degree. You know I don't do that, and we will not do that on this pod, whatever we are creating. What did you say?
It's the law of reciprocity.
Come on, preach.
Now, the law of reciprocity, when I
there
say
you go.
this,
Explain that.
everyone's going to
Pastor.
understand this. The law of reciprocity is very simple. This is the reason why when you go into dealerships, and I'm using this as dealerships because every business uses it in some sort. The reason why they give you free oil changes or free coffee, or you're sitting in there and you go to a Mercedes-Benz dealership and they got, in which I've got one, but mine is a 20-year-old Mercedes, but you go there and they got that nice coffee and they got the good food because they know that if you give them something, if you give someone something, they feel more apt to give you something back.
Right.
That's the reason why when I was at one dealership, we would, on Saturdays, cook hot dogs and hamburgers. People thought that was the craziest thing, but it's the funniest thing. And time after time, I saw customers replying under Google. You give them a hot dog,
That's right.
and they will sit down and buy a $40,000 car
1,000%.
because you gave them a hot dog.
Yeah.
Because you gave them something.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. Most folks don't understand that you got to build a full campaign. So you're hitting all three aspects. You're hitting the media buyer, you're hitting the ones that just started buying, and the ones that don't know what they're looking for, but are looking for that person that is going to help them provide what they want, the service and the product.
Right.
Grant Cardone, I was just listening to Grant Cardone. For everybody that knows, Grant Cardone started off in the car business.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching, when I first got in the car business 20 years ago, I would actually ask the owners if I could take home the VHS tapes. That's how long I've been in the business. The VHS tapes of Grant Cardone's How to Sell Cars, and I would watch his videos. Now, let's fast forward to now. Grant Cardone started off as a car salesman.
Right.
Now one of his businesses has assets of under management of close to $1 billion, if not $1 billion.
Yeah,
so technically, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He was talking and he said someone was interviewing him. I can't remember if it may have been Robert Kiyosaki or someone was asking him which one's more important, sales or marketing. And Grant said in this video that I was watching, he said when I first got started in the car business and was selling, he said I would pitch sales. Sale.
Right.
He says now it's marketing. He said because what you got to understand is if you don't have the marketing, then the sales won't come as easy. And let's back it up. When Grant's on every platform, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over that.
That's right.
So he built a community. So when Grant said, hey, look, we got this asset in a management company. We're going to go out and build buildings or buy buildings. Who wants to be in on it? He didn't have 5 folks trying to figure out if they're going to come up with money. He's got like 5 million. I don't know the exact number, but I'm just throwing out 5 million.
Correct.
Because of his marketing, because he had the community built.
Right.
So when a dealership or a salesperson, because what I was alluding to beforehand, you were saying you were giving out the secrets. No, it don't matter because 100 people will listen to this and only 2 will act on it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I was joking. I was joking because I know for a fact. Yeah, exactly.
So it don't matter. You can give them all the information in the world. They'll start it off and they may start doing it, but they'll fade off.
That's right.
But the core to it, like you mentioned, the process, you've got to have, the dealerships have got to understand this. And if they don't understand, this is what's getting ready to happen. And I've made some predictions beforehand and have gotten booed off of stages at dealership conferences, but you can't beat facts. So what's happening now is with the marketplace and with the car shortage, which is not going away anytime soon, and it's not going back. Some dealerships and some salespeople are waiting for all these cars and trucks to come onto the lot. It's never coming back. So let's make this very valid so that everyone will understand this. It's not going back. Over in other parts of the world, they don't have cars before COVID. Didn't have tons of cars sitting on car lots. What you would do is you would go into the dealership and you would say, hey, look, I like that car with this color, these features, blah, 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 blah. How long will it take for me to get it? It'll take you this amount of time. Fantastic. Sign on the dotted line and bring the car. Much more cost effective. Dealership is not having a whole lot of cars on the floor plan that they're eating up. The manufacturers aren't sitting on cars and having to discount them as they sit on the lot longer. So over in Europe and other places, this is normal. What dealerships and manufacturers have found out is more profitable this way. They have made more money with less cars because it is more profitable. I'm not sending you 100 cars that I got to spend out on labor because there's a thing called the cost of labor. So labor, parts, supplies, advertising, marketing. There's a whole trim level of different expenses you had to send. So if I can make the same amount on 5 cars as I was when I was doing 20 and less expenses, I'm going to do that. So number one, that's it. Number two, with all this happening, what's happening now is that a lot of dealerships are being gobbled up by other dealership groups.
Right.
This was predicted by a guy by the name of Paul J. Daly. He wrote a book called The Automotive Manifesto maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And everything he laid out, he didn't know COVID was going to hit, but everything he laid out, dealing with digital marketing and saying that if you don't have a digital marketing plan put in place where your salespeople or someone there can actually market the dealership and understand, basically buy the car from home through the internet process.
Right.
And he mentioned as well that there's going to be dealership groups that buy up all these dealerships. Well, they're buying up all these dealerships, but they still don't have the training in place or the people in place to actually market correctly. So folks such as us that understand this can make a stone cold killing because no one knows how to do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dealerships that are paying crazy money.
Oh yeah, more than what I charge.
And getting no results.
Right.
And they don't know they're not getting results because when they have that Monday, when they have that follow-up meeting at the end of the month, all the people do is throw a whole bunch of numbers at them that they can't read.
That's correct.
But if they hire in-house or what I call a hybrid, what I mean by a hybrid is someone like you, they hire you, and then they also have someone that's an advocate, and you come in because you can't do everything. They can't, the content creation and everything of that nature, but it's a must. It's not a want. It's not a will. It's not I think I'm going to do it. It's a must that dealerships understand that digital marketing is a must now.
1,000%. And I learned that from you. Like that is 1,000%. The successes of my business come from watching what you did. You know what I'm saying? Watching what you do and giving me those resources that you did. You know what I'm saying? Allowing me to hear the things and give me that information, which poses the other point is, other question is, what would be your advice for a dealership that does not have any digital content or anything right now? They can't hire, they're not hiring us, me or you yet. They're just trying to figure out what they can do on their own right now. Before you step into the big leagues of, I say the big leagues, we are because we provide a substantial amount of opportunities when we come. And if you're not prepared for it, you know. But I would say, what would you say to a small dealership somewhere that needs to want to beef up their social media a little bit?
You got to hire someone like yourself or myself, and that's a fractional CMO. Now, this is a big word that I learned from the guy that I trained from and the team that I trained from that I learned 90% of the stuff that is. Fractional CMO is when a dealership can't afford to bring in someone full-time and pay them 6 figures to do the digital marketing, advertising, paid search, and all that stuff. But they know they need it because they can't compete unless they do that. So a fractional CMO such as yourself or someone that knows the stuff, not someone that says they know it, but someone that knows the stuff, you would pay them $1,000, $1,500, $2,500, $3,000 a month, and they actually would be the CMO that's not at the dealership. Maybe once a week, maybe 2 times a week, monitoring the stuff. And they've got that, like I mentioned, that advocate that's there. And you working directly with that advocate. And you're helping that advocate and build up.
Let me ask you, give me all your social media stuff, your handle, books, anything that you have that somebody can get in contact with you.
Facebook, of course, is Rico, R-I-C-O, Glover, Glover. My LinkedIn is really where you can contact me. So same thing, Rico Glover on LinkedIn. I've got a couple of pages I'm out building right now. But even if you just Google, if you go into YouTube and put in automotive digital retailing, which is the big thing, you'll see my videos and things of that nature pop up. And then you can also just go to G Money, Google, and search for Rico Glover and find me on there.
This is it, man. You can wrap us out, wrap us out, and we don't even know what the name of it is, but we know we here.
Exactly. We're gonna do it for the culture.
right. For the people. I'm out. This is Cranke and
Rico Glover.
Peace. Yeah, you can do something like a peace sign or something. I don't know.
Is that how they do it on Instagram?
Right.
On TikTok.
Right, we getting old. Is that how they do it on there?